to Saratoga Springs High School to get ready for the Class A matchup between the Spartans. Burnt Hills and Queensbury. We'll allow the intros to continue with our public address announcer here at the home of the Blue Streaks.
With respect, please, all athletes, coaches, support staff, and spectators, wear your mask correctly, covering your mouth and nose while in attendance. Also, to abide by the COVID procedures after this match, everyone is asked to leave the gym and stay off the playing floor. Pictures may be taken in the auxiliary gym. Thank you in advance for adhering to these protocols and making this event a success. Introducing the Spartans of Queensbury. Number 2, a sophomore, Mia Carson. Number 3, a sophomore, Grace Russell. Number 4, a junior, Raylan Seeley. Number 5, a senior, Kate Allen. Number 6, a junior, Lacey Russell. Number 7, a senior, McKenna Keys. Number 8, a junior, Lily Slattery. Number 9, a sophomore, Gracie Robenhagen. Number 10, a junior, Kalea Davis. Number 11, a senior, Emma Sponzo. Number 12, a senior, Rachel Beth Mannix. Number 13, a junior, Elena Dipley. Number 14, a junior, Haley Burdick. And number 15, a junior, Madison Sheehan. The head coach for the Queensbury Spartans, Mr. Tyler Carey. And now introducing the Spartans of Burnt Hills, Boston Lake. Number 11, a freshman, Sarah Robbins. Number 18, a freshman, Soph Chevalier. Number 4, a sophomore, Soph Tesson. Number 8, a sophomore, Leah Scalise. Number 7, a sophomore, McKenna Law. Number 17, a sophomore, Abby Harper. Number 3, a sophomore, Alexa Bellinger. Number 2, a junior, Peyton Gillix. Number 16, a junior, Danielle DeBonis. Number 13, a senior, Jenna Vaughn. Number 1, a senior, Carly Rezatarski. Number 12, a senior, Kiara Hartpence. Number 5, a senior, Sophie Goss. Number 6, a senior, Sophie Camiso. Number 15, a senior, Callie Chevalier. And the head coach for the Burnt Hills Boston Lake Spartans, Mr. Gary Bynum. The officials for this match, the R1, Leslie Lagucci, the R2, the Alana Hover, the linesman, Cricket Odell, and Kathy Lochner. And as a last reminder, please respect and adhere to the Section 2 Sportsmanship Code of Conduct. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. Enjoy the game.
And as we get ready to get underway with this Class A matchup between the Spartans, and again, it's no matter the sport that is, when you're talking about Queensbury and Burnt Hills, you always know it's an intense rivalry on the courts or on the football or soccer fields.
I would have to agree with you on that one, Tim. Burnt Hills, obviously, not only a New York State volleyball powerhouse, but a national volleyball powerhouse. Recently ranked as the #1 team in the state, regardless of class. That's AA, A, B, C, all the way down to D. So they rank among the top 50 teams in the nation.
And you had mentioned last night during the broadcast of the first game on the B about a trip to Chicago. We'll talk more about that during the course of the match. Again, she is Skylar Arnold. I am Tim Drawbridge, alongside Lisa and Andy Kemp, to bring you the last of 5 fantastic Section 2 championships, as today Fonda and Galway punched their ticket after last night. Shen and Broad Alban Perth did so, and one of these two teams will also do the same, heading to Gloversville next Saturday.
All right, first serve up, here's Rachel Beth Mannix for the Queensbury Spartans. And Chevalier gets the kill to start things off for the Burnt Hills Spartans.
Can I just say, watching both teams warm up, the practice of the kills at the net between Chevalier and Rezatarski. I haven't seen some boys volleyball teams hit the ball that hard.
And that, Tim, is what we call years of practice, hard work, and coaching. The ball handling error for Queensbury is going to give the ball back to Burnt Hills. Here comes junior setter Danielle DeBonis with the serve.
Again, 19 straight Section 2 titles. Coach Gary Bynan looking for number 20.
Going to be an outside attack for Queensbury. Here comes Chevalier. Does she put it down? And yes, she does.
Burnt Hills quickly out to the 3-0 lead in this first set. I asked Coach Gary Bynan. He kind of gave me the same answer as we had in the D, talking to Galway head coach Mike Glenn. How the girls doing today? How are they feeling? They're good. Another game. Very low-key approach.
Here comes Davis for Queensbury, pushing it over the net. See a right side attack, the Spartans of Queensbury pick up. And blocked out of bounds.
Rejected by Chevalier as we get substitutions. At least one here for Queensbury. Russell is checking in as Carasone goes to the bench. That would be Lacey Russell coming on.
Lee Davis with the serve, received by Chevalier. And Chevalier with a swing and a kill.
Nice attempt by Davis to go down and dig it out. But the speed of the ball on those kills by the Burnt Hills Spartans just come in so fast.
And that's something that makes these Burnt Hills Spartans team ranked number 1 in the state. By, if I'm not mistaken, Max Preps. All of their hitters are big guns, but we'll see the two biggest guns come from Chevalier, and now the outside hitter who's currently in the front row, Carly Rezatarski, who is bound to play Division I at Colgate University next year.
Rezatowski also named the Times Union Female Athlete of the Year for 2021. The all-time Burnt Hills leader.
That's going to be a block for Peyton Felix.
In kills, again, that's Rezatarski. The Chevalier is at the line.
I think this set's going to go to the outside. Here comes Rezatarski.
Wow!
And I got a feeling, Tim, we're going to be seeing a lot of that tonight.
You saw it in warm-ups. It was impressive. Again, the Burnt Hills Spartans, not only Section 2 champs, 19 straight years, they've won the state championship 2002, 2004, 2005, 2011, 2012, 2015, and 2019.
A tradition of excellence, as we can obviously see.
You can see that on the football field. In fact, speaking of football, and a timeout by Queensbury will hold it right here. The Burnt Hills Spartans last night beating the LaSalle Cadets by 1. The Cadets in extra points this year. That's another story for another day, but Burnt Hills is Fantas. And the Queensbury Spartans, an impressive victory over the Averill Park Warriors. So it's volleyball tonight, and then next weekend it'll be football on the gridiron for the football Class A championship.
And like you said, Tim, you put it perfectly. These two schools, they have a history of a rivalry in the sectional circuit. I say in the sectional circuit because they are not in the same regular season league. But just to touch on a point you made earlier about Coach Mike Glenn from Galway, Coach Gary Byron, you asked them how the girls feel. They just shrug and they say, oh, they're all right. As along with the Galway program, and as someone who's been fortunate enough to have been coached by Gary Byron, they tell the girls, don't get in your head. Just go out there and play. It's a normal game. That's all it is. Here comes the attack, and Queensbury's going to get a kill.
Nice point. Slattery, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. Number 8, the junior captain. Something else to know about this Queensbury squad, Tim, is they only have 3 seniors. Most of these girls, especially the starters, are coming back next year. And received up by Hartpence.
Rezatarski.
Jinx, we both said
in
that.
stereo.
Yes. Swings like that, not only is she obviously an incredible attacker, she's great defensively, and I mean that both in the sense of blocking and passing in the back row. She really is a true 6 rotation player. Comes Hartpence with the serve.
Rejected.
Rezatarski with the stuff block.
Along with some assistance from Goss with the hands up in the air. Burnt Hills out to the 10-2 lead.
Harpence again with the serve. You see Davis with a back row attack. Dug up by Chevalier.
Nice move by Chevalier.
Correct. As we saw 4 of the Spartans players, of the Queensbury Spartans players, on the floor for that play. Very smart choice.
Burnt Hills winds up with all that power, then all of a sudden a little finesse move, and it completely throws you off your feet.
That's exactly right, Tim. That's what made it a smart play. Was the Queensbury Spartans players were not expecting that play, which is why it made all the sense to do it. Caught them off their guard.
Nice pushover by Sheehan for the Queensbury team. Off of Davies and her shoulder.
And she was down, but she's up. And it looks like she's okay.
And the Class AA the other night, Shen and CBA, Andrew Lee took one in the face and had to go to the sidelines for several minutes. Thank God that didn't hit Davies in the face.
That would have been a concussion. Very likely.
Rezatarski again.
With a kill.
13-2, Burnt Hills.
Now Harpence continuing this service run. Here comes Rezatarski.
Into the net. Off of Allen.
Yep, Tim, that one's going to be tough to dig up. I mean, when the ball's coming at you that fast, you're either in the right spot or you're not. And if you're not, you can probably only move your arms. You do not have a lot of time to get under the ball. Here comes Davis with the swing.
Wow. And out.
Called out of bounds.
The only mistake Rezatarski's made at this point.
We're seeing early on why she's such a dominant player, not only at the state level, but at the national level, too, winning the Gatorade New York State Player of the Year in 2019.
And like Coach Gary Biden said, that award, that naming of that award is for New York and New England, and quite the honor.
Agreed, Tim, especially because a lot of those award winners are from the West Coast, not
Sure.
the East. Out assist to play for the Spartans of Burnt Hills. But a rare hitting error from Chevalier.
And she knew it as soon as it left her hand.
Definitely a tough angle to hit the ball at, but we can definitely commend her for going for that ball and being aggressive in that sense.
Lacey Russell checks out, back in Carasone for the Queensbury Spartans.
Oh, and a good try by Davis.
And the softest touch by Rezatarski probably all night.
And Davis is blocked.
By Gus. By Debonis.
I think it might have been a mix of the two, but either way, the ball was on the floor. Here comes Rezatarski with the serve. And it looks like to me a net call against Queensbury. That's looking like it was against number 12. That's Captain Rachel Beth Mannix, the senior setter. One of the 3 seniors on this Queensbury roster. Excuse me, 4 seniors.
Burnt Hills, a 14-point lead.
Like going to be a free ball over to the Spartans. Going to eat this one up.
Rejected.
Knocked out of bounds.
Sheehan. But it goes out of bounds, and Burnt Hills holds the service.
Now up to a 15-point lead. Rezatarski diving to save that ball, and Chevalier puts it away.
Kate Allen can barely move, and she's already had a couple of those incoming from Rezatarski.
Be a roll shot, or excuse me, a tip from Chevalier correctly finds the hole in the Queensbury defense.
Timeout. Queensbury will do the same. Burnt Hills dominating the first set, 21-4 here live on the NFHS network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
And welcome back live to Saratoga Springs High School. Tim Drawbridge alongside Skylar Arnold, Lisa and Andy Camp as well, as the Burnt Hills Spartans have steamrolled to a 21-4 lead here in the first set. And a carry.
Going to be a carry call against, that's looking like number 8, Slattery. I think what happened on that one, Tim, is she set the ball too low. She set it from her chest, so it was almost like she was catching it and pushing it forward a little too much. Rezartarski with the ace.
23 for Burnt Hills. And Queensbury gets a break. Checking back in, Grace Russell to the bench for a breather, Kate Allen.
Seed by Camisso, but here comes DeBonis. Chevalier gives it a roll shot. And a double contact is going to be called against Queensbury.
So to the line, Sophia Goss, the senior, for the first match.
Comes Davis with the swing.
And Queensbury able to hold off.
A couple of quick hits back and forth on the net. I don't think anyone knew where the ball was going on that one. So
Mannix to the line for the Queensbury Spartans.
Here comes Davis on the outside with the swing, and it's out of bounds. Burnt Hills going to take the first set 25-6.
Wow. Power.
Wow.
That being said, we'll take the TV timeout. Burnt Hills up 1-0 over Queensbury here live on the NFHS network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McConnell's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are. For a free consultation, call 262-COMP today.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Welcome back to Saratoga Springs. The Burnt Hills Spartans dominating the Queensbury Spartans 25-6 in the first set, rolling on to the second set, and we'd be completely remiss if we didn't talk about the career and the longevity of Coach Bynan for Burnt Hills, who got his 800th victory against Cornwall back on October 23rd in the Burnt Hills Cider Challenge Tournament. That's something that obviously Coach Bynan and the staff and the team have put together. It's not about me. It's because of 34 years of unbelievable kids.
And that just shows how humble he is, Tim. Like, he is one of the most winningest coaches in New York State history, and I'd imagine also on the national level as well. And he says it perfectly. There's obviously a lot of hard work on his part, but also on the kids and also on the assistant coaches, too, who I feel get overlooked sometimes.
Yes.
And serve by Chevalier is going to go in the net. The Queensbury Spartans are going to catch a break. And here comes Mannix back to serve.
Another response when I asked him how are the ladies, how's his team feeling tonight? We're good. No surprises. We prepped the entire season for tonight and the next game and the game after that.
Precisely.
And you had mentioned last night that Burnt Hills had taken a trip to Chicago. And a little bit of reading about that this morning. The fact that they finished out of 20 teams nationally in a tournament in Chicago about a month ago, taking the first two matches and then finishing the weekend 3-2, ranked 7. Says a ton about what we have here locally evolving in Burnt Hills and many other regions, like you talked about Galway's program improving so much.
Exactly, Tim. Like, that just shows how much Section 2 volleyball has grown. Now, provided, I said it last night, I'll say it again. You don't talk about Section 2 volleyball and not mention Burnt Hills.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. And stuff like that, going to Chicago and turning out 7th is incredible. There's going to be a tip by Sophia Goss. Again, finding the hole in the Spartans' defense.
And by the way, Coach Bynan is 4th all-time in New York State with the number of wins with the Burnt Hills Spartan. Stephen Pierce, who coached for Eden, the number 1 victorious volleyball coach with 991 wins, as the Queensbury Spartans are toe-to-toe now with Burnt Hills, tied at 3 in the second set.
Comes the serve. Received by Comiso. Here comes Rezatarski.
Wow.
It's dug up by Davis, but goes in net. Davis is obviously frustrated, but she was in the right spot. She was there. Just the ball was coming at her so fast, she didn't have much time to adjust. Here comes the serve from Rezatarski. Looked like that one might have been long, but played by Queensbury.
Nice dig out by Allen.
Rezatarski on the back row is dug up by Allen again. And kept alive by Comiso. Oh.
And we're tied at 4. We'd have to say a big momentum swing in the first part of this second set.
Oh, precisely.
Double hit. So Burnt Hills will have the service with Goss now at the line, up by 1. Double hit that time.
A lift is going to be called again against Slattery. And Tyler Carey of the Queensbury Spartans bench is not happy about that call. Comes Davis out of the back row. Swing and a kill.
Resolve and resiliency by the Queensbury Spartans. With all the power we saw out of Burnt Hills in the first set. Now looking to serve for the top. And they get it. Carasone.
It looks like the Burnt Hills Spartans might have come out a little bit flat after the margin they won by last set. And a good up by Hartpence. Here comes Chevalier with the slide, and she gets a kill. Re-entering the game now for Burnt Hills. is number 2. That's Peyton Felix.
Burnt Hills came into this match tonight beating Averill Park 3 sets to none, 25-5, 25-7, 25-15. Queensbury beat South Glens Falls 3 sets to none the other night, 26-24, 25-22, 25-11. Nice
and
save.
What a play by the Queensbury Spartans.
That was by Russell.
It's touched off the block for Burnt Hills. Scooped up by Hartpants. Here comes Rezatarski, and she is dug up.
Carasone digging that out nicely.
This is a completely different Queensbury team that we had seen.
Chevalier, the senior. You could see it with the way Coach Carey reacted to that one call. His team obviously feeding off of something he said in between sets.
Comes to Bonas with the serve. Wow!
Rezatarski hitting the floor. Allen did the same. She can have the same result.
We call that a free ball kill. Rezatarski unintentionally gave the Queensbury Spartans a free ball by diving on the ground and passing it over the net. But hey, if it works, it works. Comes to Bonas. Tipped over the net, but scooped up by Davis.
Nobody's there.
Yep, a bit of a miscommunication, it looks like, on the Queensbury side of the net led to that going the way that it did. To Bonas again.
And it is out. Point service to Queensbury coming in. Sheehan going to the bench. Lacey Russell. And Allen will step to the line. Chevalier.
Getting a big kill. I got to give Kate Allen from Queensbury some credit. The girl you'll see in the long sleeve blue jersey, she is all over this court. Burnt Hills has not given her any breaks, and she's covering a lot of it. And another miscommunication on Queensbury is going to give Chevalier an ace. Now let's note Rezatarski is back in the front row.
Not only is Allen all over the court, she's in constant communication after every play with everybody on that side.
Like double contact's going to be called against Burnt Hills. Point Queensbury. Here comes Mannix with the serve. And it's up by Allen. Here comes Davis with a tip, and it looks like it went off her hands the wrong way, and you can tell she's frustrated with that play.
Davis, the sophomore for Queensbury. Couldn't decide if she wanted to tip it over or go a little bit harder.
And that's precisely what happened. She didn't decide, and then next thing you know, she was contacting the ball. Didn't know what she wanted to do.
Dropping in, I believe, in front of Chevalier, and Davis steps to the line. Substitution Queensbury, Russell, Grace Russell back in. Carasone taking the break.
Comes Sophia Goss, pushes it over the net. And this is interesting, Tim. We've noticed that there's been a bit of a rotational switch on the Burnt Hills Spartan side of the net. Now, Sophia Goss was playing outside, and then Carly Rezatarski was in the middle. They switched. That was I did not expect to see that. That's very interesting. I wonder what led to that decision by Gary Bynum. Maybe to mix it up a little bit.
A whistle.
And Queensbury's getting called out of rotation, so that's going to be a point for Burnt Hills.
By the way, checking in Camiso to the bench, Felix for Burnt Hills.
It does not look like Queensbury agrees with that call. They're trying to explain. Yep, Tyler Carey is not impressed. Here comes Camiso with the serve. And just got the line.
in front of Davies as Carey continues to sit on the bench, shaking his head, and he's going to take the timeout. We'll do the same. Second set. Burnt Hills up by 7 here on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to Saratoga Springs. It is the Class A Girls Volleyball Championship between the Spartans of Queensbury and Burnt Hills. Tim Drawbridge alongside Skylar Arnold, Lisa Camp, Andy Camp. We appreciate you watching us here tonight on a Saturday night, a little bit chilly, but it's been sizzling hot with volleyball action here all day long.
And a tip from Queensbury is going to be dug up by Hartpence. Allen's there to pick it up. What? Oh my goodness, I am stunned. That made it over the net. That backwards open hand.
Nice dig up by Chevalier.
Comes Davis with the back row attack. Dug up by Chevalier. Tipped over by Debonis, who apparently that didn't hit the floor. And Queensbury's going to get a point.
Debonis tried. Valiant effort. And Davis is hurting. I didn't see what happened.
I don't know what happened. I think Davis just hit the floor really hard and it knocked the wind out of her.
And that's what Coach Carey seems to be indicating.
Also, we do have to remember she got hit in the chest pretty hard from Rezartarski in the first set. Davis has taken a bit of a beating this
Absolutely.
match. So her sitting out, taking a breather may not be a bad idea in that context. Last thing we want or even need is a player getting hurt.
So she will get checked out by the Queensbury Athletics staff as Sheehan has the errant service coming out. Allen back in. By the way, Burdick came in for Davis.
A great pass by Allen. Here comes a swing on the right side, and it's going to be a kill off the block.
And after that rotational issue again with Queensbury, Russell seemingly was maybe at the forefront of that. A nice kill for her.
Comes the serve. Received by Rezartarski. Out to Chevalier, who gets the kill.
Burdick couldn't dive fast enough. Burnt Hills is up by 7.
And there's going to be a swing from Chevalier.
Another
kill. This definitely seems like a completely different Queensbury team than we saw last at Tim. Seems like they woke up, they settled in, and now we're watching some great volleyball. Here comes Goss with the serve, and that's in the net.
Coming back in, Carasone. Russell will check out. Good sign here. Davies about to check back in as Burdick checks out.
And that's saved by Hartpence, but no one's there to pick it up.
Something you don't see too often with Burnt Hills.
And Hartpence did not look happy about that one. Neither did Coach Bynan. And that's going to be blocked, but it's recovered, but it's not enough to get it back over net.
The rejection by Vaughn and Chevalier at the net.
Both varsity starters for at least 3 years. safe to say they know what they're doing at the net.
Oh, absolutely. Dabana's at the line for Burnt Hills.
5 points away from taking the set, too. Here comes Chevalier, finding the hole yet again.
In front of Allen. And she's grabbing her left side, getting up.
And I think Allen was expecting something deeper and faster into the court, which is why she was back so far. So when the ball dropped right into what one of my old coaches would call the pit, which is the little middle of the court, she wasn't expecting it. Looked like that ball was going out of bounds, but played by Rezacharski. Back set to the right side. Here comes a roll shot. And here comes Chevalier, who's dug up by Davis.
Cabanas goes to the ground, but it goes out of bounds. And Queensbury takes the point of the service.
The score may not show it, Tim, with a 7-point deficit. However, what we've been seeing in this rally in this second set is Queensbury's definitely giving Burnt Hills a run for their money.
It's a completely different set versus the first set.
Exactly. Ball missed out of bounds on the serve. Now 22-14 Burnt Hills. Here comes Chevalier at the service line. Gonna be a great pass, and that's gonna be a double contact. That was not the one.
23-14 Burnt Hills.
A short serve dug up by Queensbury. Tipped over the net. The right side attack is dug up. That was a beautiful pass by the Spartans.
Rejected.
There's going to be a call, and it looked like we're going to call an under the net violation against Davis.
Chevalier from set point.
A great up by Chevalier.
Oh.
Who just tips it over.
Queensbury stays alive. Sheehan with the tip top over.
Really important to note that Sheehan is a junior, so she'll be back next year, and she's already doing very well this match. I can only imagine how she'll improve by her senior season. It's a great pass by Hart Pence. And Rezacharski takes a big swing, but is dug up. Here comes Davis. Here comes Rezacharski again. She puts it down for set 2.
Burnt Hills takes the second set, 25-15, up 2 sets to none. We'll come back to Saratoga Springs after we take the TV timeout. You're watching the NFHS Network.
To the end zone, what a catch! Touchdown!
The into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it! The championship!
Welcome back to Saratoga Springs. The Burnt Hills Spartans up 2 sets to none. You know, we saw this with the Galway victory in Class D, with the head coach staying to the side as the plaque was awarded to the team. And the team had their opportunity to celebrate. And sometimes the sign of a coach, being a coach and not being too involved, is kind of one of those balanced boundary things. Let your players celebrate. You kind of saw the same thing with Coach Carey in Queensbury, because he left the huddle as I believe the JV coach, Emily Ryan, took over with some more additional words of inspiration here as we enter into the third set.
Be saved by Debonis. Rezatarski gives a free ball over the net.
Russell. Check that, Slattery. Mannix goes to the line.
Rezatarski steps in to save the ball. Here comes Chevalier. She is dug up by Russell. Here comes Davis. And a swing from Danny Debonis. A rare swing from the setter. Will put the ball down and get Burnt Hills on the board in this third set.
Now keep in mind, Shen, Broad Auburn Perth, Fonda, Galway all have punched a ticket to Gloversville next weekend to take on, I believe, Section 7 and 10, right?
Yes, that's correct. Nice to stay local.
Absolutely. That road trip up to Potsdam and Messina, that's kind of long.
And they're not fun rides either, speaking from experience. Anyways, point Burnt Hills after a blocking error on Queensbury. Ball was touched but then went out of bounds in favor of Burnt Hills. There's going to be a surface ace for Debonis.
Error by Davis. Went to her left, glance right off her wrists.
A great set by Sheehan.
Chevalier. As Carson went to the ground. We talked about the Burnt Hills Cider Challenge Tournament. How about the power of pink with the Queensbury Spartans? Since 2007, average about 20, 30 teams. Even with COVID and coming back into things in the last year, they raised $36,000 playing volleyball for the Side Out Foundation. Some years, like I said, up to 30, 31 teams raising over $50,000. I think the one thing Coach Carey looks forward to, because he mentioned it, we're raising money, great cause, and the omelets, too, in the morning.
Oh, yes. Speaking from experience, there's nothing better than the power of pink omelets. When some people think about high school volleyball, they miss their teammates, they miss the bus rides, they miss all that, but I miss the Queensbury omelets. And you think I'm joking, Tim, but seriously, it's something, it is an upstate New York delicacy.
I'm going to have to go put that on the calendar for next year then.
And a hit out of bounds. Good idea by Sheehan trying to hit the corner, just went a bit long.
Burnt Hills up 6-1 early in the third set, up 2-0. Debonis set the line.
And a short serve, but dug up. Chevalier getting a touch on the block. Right side attack, dug up by Rezatarski.
Felix, Peyton Felix getting the point for Burnt Hills.
The junior opposite. I feel like Debonis has spent a lot of time at the service line tonight. A block is recovered. A roll shot barely makes it over the net, but it's recovered by the Spartans. Dig up by Allen. Here comes Rezatarski with a back row attack. Catches Queensbury on their heels. And what a dig by Hart Pence. And finally, Chevalier puts away. What a rally we just saw.
Off the hands of Slattery. 8-1 now, Burnt Hills.
We hear the calls of out, but it's played by Allen. A great dig by Rezatarski for Chevalier, who puts it away.
Carasone once again diving to the ground at a timeout by Queensbury. Burnt Hills up 9-1. Third set here live in Saratoga on the NFHS network.
We want to thank for doing their part in these challenging times.
No matter where we work from, we're still here protecting you and your family's rights.
We want you to know that we will always be here for you and your family.
Using our technology so we can protect you and your family no matter where we are.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Welcome back to Saratoga Springs. Tim Drawbridge, Skylar Arnold, Lisa Camp, Andy Camp. In a gym that was absolutely packed with the Class D championship taken by Galway over Lake George, 3-1.
I am a proud alumni for that.
Those were some intense volleys in that second, third, and fourth set, back and forth between Galway and Lake George.
Hey, you know, I might be a little bit biased, but Tim, you've been here for all these matches. Class D was by far the best game.
I absolutely
in regards
agree.
to back and forth level of play. It was incredible.
Rejected.
And a block by Jenna Vaughn.
With Felix to her right. Point service over to Queensbury. Substitution now is Carasone comes off. Russell comes in. Again, the winner of this game, along with Broad Alban, Perth, and Shen, and Fonda, and Galway, punching their ticket to Gloversville for next weekend, with the ultimate hopes in 2 weeks of being at the Cool Insuring Arena in Glens Falls for the state championship. And of course, live here on the NFHS network.
And you and I will be covering those games together, Tim, if I'm not mistaken. So,
pool play and a championship day.
yes,
Looking
I'm very
forward
excited.
to it.
It's been great to be back here on NFHS. Haven't had a postseason since 2019.
Was able to do some games with Chevalier with the kill. Got to Bellows Falls and CVU for field hockey at Burr Barton in Manchester, Vermont last year. Was able to get downstate for 2 football games. It was a great game between Bellport and I believe off the top of my head, West Islip. That went down to the last 30 seconds. And then in South Colony and Stillwater, and then today for Mechanicville for girls and boys soccer. So it's been, and on top of it, a U-Albany game with Rich Becker on Sunday.
Yeah, we cover a variety of games, a variety of sports here on NFHS. And Tim, you are one of the few sportscasts along with myself that's done a lot of these games. Between football and volleyball, soccer, baseball, lacrosse, you name it.
You played Section 2. You still know a number of the players in the foothills in the WAC and some of the suburban council, if not a lot.
What a dig by Chevalier.
From a play-by-play perspective, as that goes off with Slattery, it's kind of like muscle memory and getting to see everybody not just once but multiple times, so that way you look at a player, you know who they are, they know the tendency, same thing with the coaching staff, and just basically here's the ball, serve it to your analyst like yourself who gives the good insight.
We had double contact called against Queensbury. Point Burnt Hills, now 11 points away from clinching Burnt Hills' 20th consecutive sectional title.
Nice save by Davis.
Rezatarski takes a big swing.
Rezatarski
There's
again.
a
It's in and takes down somebody's tripod.
I hope they got warranty on whoever's phone was on that tripod. That's all I have to say. And, Tim, my mom put it really in perspective last night. As you know, I'm a graduate student. I was born in 2000, so you do the math. My mom said to me, she goes, if Burnt Hills wins the sectional title, they'll have won every year I've been alive except for the year I was born. Wow. That makes me feel old.
Makes you feel old.
Yeah, sorry about
I got a few on you.
Yes, you've been my family's trusted weatherman for a number of years. A household name.
Mondo Apreciando.
Of course.
It's always a compliment that I fly underneath the radar with the response, but
I told my mom, I was like, Mom, Tim Drawbridge and I are colleagues, and she was like, what? What are you talking about? Now it's going to be a point for Burnt Hills after Queensbury hit the ball over the net, but it was on the opposite side of the antenna.
One of the things we used to do in broadcast TV all the time, depending on your station's philosophy, is going out and doing live shots, and it's not done as much anymore. And I've always had the sports background, been a sports enthusiast, did play-by-play on radio, and it's been an easy transition to make it to the digital platforms. And telling people stories and on something that completely takes you away from the weather.
There's going to be a touch called on that ball to be a point for the Spartans. Really just quickly want to commend Queensbury's sportsmanship. The lines judge called the ball out, but they admitted to the touch. In the sectional final, I can definitely commend admitting it because a lot of teams wouldn't.
Especially with the frustration of some of those calls in the second set.
We saw a big block for Queensbury. Looks like they celebrated a bit too early, though. Then the ball came back over. And Restarski is dug up by Davis, but it goes in the net.
It almost looked like that came off of Davis's head.
For a split second, Tim, I'd have to agree it did. Now score 3-19 Burnt Hills. The Burnt Hills Spartans 6 points away from taking their 20th sectional title. And a tip dug up by Hartpence. Here comes Restarski. She is dug up by Allen. The right side attack. There's Peyton Felix giving him a free ball. The tip is blocked. Davis hits out of the back row.
Too long.
Restarski hits the ball out of bounds. A rare mistake from Restarski. It does not happen that often.
Some of the high school soccer coaches, doesn't matter the girls or the boys, talking about the number of matches they've had. And
there's a swing from Restarski.
Right in front of Davis again, but the coach is complaining the number of matches or the games they've had. 9 games in 21 days and not getting a chance to rest up, get the swelling out of the body. The girls are hitting the floor a lot. We saw that in soccer earlier today in Mechanicville. I don't know if they're going to be icing down from hitting the floor or taking Restarski's shots.
Probably, Tim, a mix of both. And especially, I got to give Queensbury a tremendous amount of credit for their effort, but particularly from Davis and Allen. Allen and Davis have been throwing themselves all over the court. And Davis, as we saw, she took that hit right in the chest, knocked the wind right out of her. Those took to sleep very well tonight. That's all I have.
Off of Davis again, getting frustrated, and Burnt Hills up 22-4.
And if I was Carey, I would tell Davis and his squad, don't get frustrated. Yeah. Obviously, it's very hard, but we have to remember volleyball is a game of mistakes.
Yep.
Whoever messes up less loses. Or wins.
Yes.
Mistakes are a part of the game. When they happen, just shake it off, move on to the next play, and try not to do it again. But everyone's going to make mistakes. And a great dig from Davis. And what a dig by Chevalier. Here comes Restarski with a swing and a kill.
Restarski isn't playing that soft game at all here. She just keeps winding up to send it home because he knows her team is now 2 points away from taking the sectional championship.
And the Spartan student section chanting Gary Biden. I gotta say, funny but heartwarming.
24-4, and Hartpence will serve for the set and the match.
1 point away. Played up. Ball to Restarski, who puts it away.
How appropriate for the set and the match to end with a kill by Restarski. Burnt Hills 25-6, 25-15, 25-4 to sweep the sets and take the match from the Queensbury Spartans.
We saw a lot of great volleyball, not only this game, but this weekend, Tim. It's been great to be back. Congratulations to all the teams who won. The AA for Shen, A, Burt Hills, B, Broad Albert Perth, C, Fonda Fultonville, and last but certainly not least, D with Galway.
They punched their ticket heading to Gloversville. They'll play next Saturday against sections 7 and 10 with the hopes and aspirations of moving on from there to the Glens Falls Cool-Cheering Arena 2 weeks from today. So with that, we'll put the wraps on everything here live from Saratoga Springs for Skylar Arnold, Lisa Camp, Andy Camp, and for everybody at the NFHS Network. I'm Tim Drawbridge. Have a great weekend. Oh, by the way, don't forget to set your clocks back an hour. Go back to standard time. Had to throw one weather thing in there. You've been watching the NFHS Network.